Hey everyone, welcome to Chevalier. My name is Sebastian Michaelis, and I am glad to have you. Where we talk about dating for men and women, majorly, but more specifically, whether you're black, whether you're white, whether you're Asian, African, Australian, Hispanic, and even the penguins in Antarctica. So I want to thank you guys for joining again. You guys see I always got some good water with me every time, especially in the summertime, promote that hydration. Today we got with Boss Odyssey. I don't know. It's water. Who cares? But I really want to thank you guys for continuing to support me because this is not about me. I'm just trying to build an avenue for men and women to talk about dating and begin relationships. So thank you all for being here, and let's get the show rolling. Today's topic that I want to talk about for the whole month of September, to me, is like dedication, like staying dedicated to dating and relationships. Because as I talk to men, more specifically, as I talk to women, there's always a lot of talk about dating and how bad dating is, and I'm single because there ain't no good men left, or there are no good women left, and I'm single because I can't find anybody worth anything. I go on these dating sites and it's not really working out because there ain't no good people out here. And so the ideal demographic of the train of thought is that you're perfect and everybody else is the problem. And I know to a degree that may make sense to some people, like the problem can't be me, it's got to be everybody else. But the logical train of thought is that at some point in life, if you're like, in the words of the famous Albert Einstein, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing, expecting different results. And unfortunately, I think that's what a lot of people do. They tell themselves, I'm single because everybody else is wrong, not me. And as I had to learn in my life process, that, you know what, it's the one person that I'm not pointing the finger at who's the reason why I'm single. Because I know, like most people, we always want to place the blame on other people and take the accountability away from ourselves because we stop the growth when we do that. I can't get better and be a better man if I'm not going through the phase of showing myself that I need to improve, so that way I can be a valuable woman for my man. I can be a valuable man for my woman. Or we can work together to build something. Because if I admit that I'm wrong, then that means I have to admit that I also need to do the work to be a better person. And most people don't want to do that because it's not easy. Finding a job is difficult. Finding a home is difficult. Finding, a good school to build networks and education is difficult. But for whatever reason, a lot of people feel that finding that one person you should spend the rest of your life with, for some reason, should be easy. And it always makes me bewildered, because why would you not think one of the most important aspects of your entire life, which is finding someone to spend the rest of your life with, should be easy? It's going to be the most difficult thing in your life. But that's why you should not give up in it, because it's easy to be at home and be lonely, going through depression, going through loneliness, going through nihilism, and it's easy to say, it's not me, I'm waiting on God. That's another thing I hear a lot about. I'm waiting on God to bring me that man, so I'm going to do nothing. I'm just going to sit back and chill and do nothing, because I know God going to bring me the man. God going to do all the work for me. I ain't got to do nothing. And it's easy to say that because that takes the accountability off of you to, number one, admit that you need to work on yourself. And number two, admit that you need to put in enough effort to prove that I can meet that right person if I put in the effort, if I put in the work, if I step up and go out there to a degree where I can prove to myself that I can do better. We expect the greatness of things to happen to us to some degree without the amount of work put into that aspect to prove that we deserve what we want. We want the best out of life, but we're not willing to put the best effort in to get the best out of it. As I always tell people, if you want to meet that perfect person, you can't give up. You got to stay dedicated. You got to stay a part of it and never want to release from it. You can't wake up one day and say, I'm done with this site. I'm going to delete my profile. I'm tired of talking to women. I'm going to stop dating. I'm done putting myself in this position where I'm putting in all this work, and nothing's happening. Because in the words of the famous Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., the only man to fail is a man that never tried. And to be honest, a lot of us give up way too easily. We give up way too easily. And then we wonder why we're not prospering in dating the way we should. And then we want to put it on God's shoulders. God has way more important things going on than trying to find you somebody. We want to put the blame on everybody around. And I'm talking about men too. But I generally talk about women because men don't generally complain about these things. Men, we typically know why we're single. Whether you don't have enough money, whether you don't look a certain way, whether you don't have a nice enough car. But the value of men is we're willing to step out here in the world and better ourselves. Men are generally at a point where they're like, hey, I'm going to step out here and find a better woman. But first I know I need a better job. I'm going to be honest with myself and say, hey man, I need to save for 6 months so I can get me a better car. I'm going to step my credit up so I can get a nicer house. So I can provide a home that a woman would want to live in if she decides she wants a happy and loving relationship that's going to lead to marriage. And too often do we expect these things to come so easily that we quit, that we give up, that we stop putting in effort because it should come. I shouldn't have to put in any work for what I want. It should just come to me easily in dating. The value of dating is work. If you want a man, you're going to have to provide the opportunity to allow men to want to talk to you. You're going to have to search for a man. Yes, ladies, you have to search for a man and put in the effort to find a man. The type of men that you women want, which are generally high value or high quality men who make good money and who look a certain way and act a certain way. You're going to have to put in some work. And it's not going to come easy. It's going to be very difficult because the best qualities in life are often very difficult. They're not going to come easy. You got to continue to stick with it, to grind with it, to never give up on it, to keep putting yourself in a position where you feel worn down, you feel tired, you're done, you're ready to quit. But you know what? You get back up, you brush yourself off. You get back out there. Because you know if you put in work long enough, you're going to meet that woman for you. You're going to meet that man for you. You're going to find each other. It's like I always say when I meet somebody, they say, oh, on the other side of the pier. Hey man, stay where you are, don't move. I'll eventually find you. But if we both move in different directions, it's almost impossible to find each other. So the idea here is please don't quit. Please don't give up. Please stay with it. If you're frustrated with dating, keep going. If you're sick of dating, keep pushing. If you're tired of getting rejected, keep getting rejected. Because I assure you, as long as you have an opportunity and a chance to win, you never lose. Because what happens at the end of the day, when people start to quit, they automatically fail. They're done. Nothing's going to happen. The opportunity is gone. Please, do not give up. Stay positive, but stay honest to yourself. I really appreciate you guys. Please provide some feedback. Thank you so much as always. Let's begin the conversation. Be safe. Talk to you soon.